Either, I don't know if I'm exhausting all the options, so you let me know if I'm missing anything, okay? Either there's not going to be any deal because the red lines, the conditions are too far away. There's no way to bridge that gap, okay? And we're going to not have a deal. Option number one. Option number two, the Islamic Republic allows the enrichment of uranium to leave Iran, which would, if they do that, that would be a surrender deal. That would be the end of the Islamic Republic. That would be the beginning of the end. Or President Trump gives up on his red lines. These are the, so let's look at like you could basically decide which one of them is more possible. So either President Trump gives up on the red lines that he has been insisting on for many years, calling the Obama deal, the JCPOA, the worst deal in history. So either he gives up on those red lines, and which is really hard to believe that he would do that, or that's hard to believe, or the Islamic Republic does something that is very hard to believe. Basically, after the Americans and Israelis killed the supreme leader, Mustafa Khamenei, or whoever is speaking for him, allows the Americans to come to Iran and take out the enriched uranium. Like that is really hard to believe that. Like, imagine if you're like, how would you be able to save face among the regime supporters? The very people who are responsible for killing the supreme leader, now we're allowing them to come to Iran and take out the enriched uranium. Like, that's over. If you do that, that's over for you, right? So that's also seems so hard to believe that would happen. I mean, nothing is impossible. It's just so hard to believe. This is why, like, we think like, okay, well then it has to be, or in what? I mean, it doesn't have to be, but the the highest probability, not certain, but the highest probability is that there's not going to be a deal, and I mean, a deal that would allow the Islamic Republic to survive, like, because those two other options seem unlikely. Does that make sense?
And aren't we so lucky that we have our enemies be so retarded?
Yes.
It's the best thing you could possibly ask for, is that your enemies have already tied their hands before anything ever starts. So they are slaves to their own supporters, ruling over a country which they have 95% of the population against them. They have to just take everything that happens to them and still somehow spin it into a win while losing inch after inch of ground every single day, no matter what they do. So it's a matter of time. The red lines from either side are not going to move. And that's about it. Honestly, I don't think Trump will make a deal, or I don't think he'll pursue a deal once we reach the execution range, which is that Trump knows 100% that he can now finish off the regime in one fell swoop. We reach that, I think
Ooh.
he's going to just execute them. There's no point in this deal anymore. But I think until then, his plan is to frustrate me and you, Armin, as much as possible, and
Mhm.
also to frustrate the regime as much as possible. So we have clips for you guys from Trump's statements in the White House today. Basically,
Ooh.
he'll come out and say, "Oh yeah, Mojtaba, like the supreme leader, yeah, he agreed, yeah." Or we're talking to more competent, reasonable people. Well, we've seen this before. So many people in the regime come and say, like, "Who's he talking to? Who's he talking to? Why are they agreeing to this?" Then boom, all of the regime state media, Tasnim, Far, Sabit, every one of them comes out and says, "We didn't call him begging him to stop. We didn't agree on anything. We're never going to change our positions on anything." The foreign ministry comes out again today, official statement. "We will not change our red lines. We will not be pressured onto the negotiating table. We're not going to sign what Trump is talking about, this memorandum of understanding." And it's like, okay, so what does this tell you? The regime is fractured. Why is it fractured? Because Donald Trump fractured it. Let's be honest. If you told them from the get-go, hey, I'm gonna come and F you up, I'm gonna kill every single one of you guys, they'd be like, well, damn. All right, let's stick together until we beat Trump or survive him, and then we can go back to deciding who's gonna take over the Islamic Republic. Is it the IRGC? Is it the Boots? Is it the mullahs? Is it what? Right now, it's just like everyone's fighting everyone. We've been telling you guys also about the fractures. You'll have members of parliament that come out, say one thing, they flame the supreme leader. Another guy comes out and says, hey, maybe like, you guys could follow us instead. Maybe, this and that. Well, here we are. At the end of the day, here we are. No matter how frustrated you and I are, and I'm frustrated, I was in a bad mood today because of this. When I woke up in a good mood and then immediately became quite upset when I read that. And not because I was like, oh God, it's over. He's gonna pack up and leave. But I was like, can we just hurry? Can we just speed things along? But I get it. This is how Donald Trump chooses to proceed. And so far, it's been working.
I mean, yeah, guys, again, I see some people frustrated in our chat. And I just, like, one thing you need to remember again, the Islamic Republic is weaker than it has ever been. That is still true. That is still true. That has not changed. We have made so much progress in so little time. And I understand that you guys wanted it to happen faster, but it is still faster than anybody could have imagined just a few years ago. And Ali, maybe when we say we wish they chose a faster option, maybe there is no faster option. Maybe this is the fastest option. Even though it's not as fast as what we want, like, how do we know? Like, people are like, oh, I wish they did this so we get there faster. How do you know? You know what it reminds me of? Sometimes how people, when they get stuck in traffic and they see this lane going faster and they switch to the lane, and then as soon as they switch to the lane, and then the lane that they were in starts moving faster. I think we're the guys are like, oh my God, that lane is faster. But you don't know. Maybe if you just stay here, maybe this lane is the fastest lane.
Yep, I agree. And RX sent us a super chat with a question here. A good question. And he says, RX San with the super chat, can we trust the IRGC to save us from a bad deal? Every time. Every time. Every single time. This is why I'm telling you, we're so lucky. We are actually so lucky that they've tied their hands with their retarded ideology this entire time. There's nothing better. Think about it. Think about any other country out there. They would have made a deal. They would have, done something that would have ended the hostility. No matter what they had to do, they would do it as long as they could keep power. They would have, whatever it was, they would have done it. Not these guys.
I do want to appreciate how not just Iranians, but so many non-Iranians are in a rush to get this done for the sake of Iranians. I just want to say, I appreciate you guys. I genuinely appreciate you guys. No matter what happens, the amount of love that we have seen globally for the Iranian people is unlike anything I've ever seen before. I know it's a difficult situation, but one thing we know, unlike all the other years, we're not alone anymore, right? For we have been fighting the Islamic Republic, and for 47 years, well, actually, mostly for the last 10 years, a lot of it was before full reform, but most of it, we felt like we were invisible, and we don't feel invisible anymore. The whole world saw the Iranian people and the Islamic Republic the same, even though they couldn't be any further apart, and even though we were in a battle for our lives and the future of our country. And and one thing that has changed in just the past few months is that the world is seeing us, and we don't feel alone. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you all. That's all I can really say and sum it up into that. So for those of you that might have just joined, you can see that the title of the stream is still that the United States attacks. Well, that's not a lie. Okay. So,
Let's remove the super chat. Yeah, I remove it.
oh, sorry. So it's not a lie. Like, this is happening. This is reported 60 seconds ago. This is after the explosions in the Strait of Hormuz. So Bandar Abbas, you guys all know what that is at this point. It's the biggest port in the Islamic Republic. You guys are quite familiar because we've heard this exact phrase 20 times. You know? So that's why. But going back to the super chats here. Boboism, who says peace is interrupted or interpreted as being weak by Muslims. So Muslims want war. What do you think about that?
It's a common misconception that Islam, means peace. Okay, basically the same root words as the salama, like salam, right? So salam means like peace be upon you. Islam has the same root, so Islam must mean peace, right? Islam does not mean peace. The reason why peace and Islam are so connected is because Islam means submission, and submission brings stability. And from an Islamic perspective, stability and peace are basically close to each other because you submit. So Islam is submission. It's a submission to Allah. It's not peace. And you get peace. You do get peace in Islam, according to Islam, once all submit to Allah. When all submit to Allah, then you get peace. But to bring people to submit to Allah, you have to use violence and force to get people to submit to Allah. And after you use war and violence and force to make people submit to Allah, after that, you will be in peace. You will be in peace as slaves of God, as slaves of Allah. So basically, you will have chains and you will love your chains. We will bring war to make you submit, and as prisoners, as slaves of Allah in chains of Islam, you will have peace, but you will be prisoners of Islam.
Sign me up. Get me in there right now. That sounds lovely.
Yeah.
Okay. So guys, the explosions in the Strait of Hormuz, because the Islamic Republic started firing on oil tankers, is true. The explosions in Bandar Abbas that just happened is being denied by Islamic Republic state media, but is being confirmed by Iranians, like people on the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah, to the next one. Sarato Hosoda, thank you for the super chat. He says, Happy Day of the Unmanned Systems Forces of Ukraine. Slava Ukraine.
Oh,
Slava
Ukraine.
Ukraine. Payande Iran.
Yes, Payande Iran. Thank you.
Yeah, Armin, did you know that Ukraine is just slapping Russia around?
I know. I'm hearing. I'm not going into a lot of details about it because I'm focusing on Iran a lot. But I'm seeing the headlines.
Yeah. So, oil prices. Basically, I'll sum it up for you guys in maybe like 30 seconds. Oil prices up. Russia exporter of oil. Russia make money from oil. Ukraine no like that. Ukraine hit all Russia oil. Russia no more oil selling. Russia poor. Russia economy failing. Russia economic ministers say country will fail economically in 2 years. Ukraine speed that up by hitting all of their logistics on the front.
My name is Armin Navabi. I'm an Iranian political analyst with decades of experience fighting the Islamic regime inside and outside of Iran. Make sure you follow me for more, and also make sure you join our discussion group. I'm there almost every single day. Come talk to me there and the rest of the people there in our group calls. It's a great place to meet and talk to people who like talking about politics. The link is in the description and or in the bio. You could also get there by scanning the QR code on the screen. See you there.